Let's face it, no one ever left home to become one with the crowd. No one ever hit the road without a drive and without a need to succeed. No one, never. Because the whole idea to start on your own is to find your passion, to discover something novel, moving, inspiring, to discover something new and extraordinary in yourself, the idea, and the business you choose to do. Consider a new role. Find an entrepreneur in you. Take risks. Crave for the new. Build new relationships. Find new energy to break all barriers. Become one with your idea, your passion, and belief. Well, since 1999, we have partnered and nurtured more business relationships than any other company. Helping entrepreneurs explore new businesses is not just what we believe in. It has always been who we are. Since Gaurav packed his bags and left off in search of the extraordinary, we have opened and put more businesses on a growth path than anybody else. And the best thing about growth is that it never stops knocking on the doors of successful people. Successful people who are always looking for the right opportunity. We all get a moment with that opportunity. And right now, somewhere around you, right here, there is an opportunity waiting just for you. An opportunity that could lead you on your path for the rest of your life. As franchise Indians every day, everything we do is creating an opportunity for you. Because your growth is our business.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this webinar called Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a webinar series presented by the management of Franchise India every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with an aim to introduce you to a new business opportunity. Every day we bring exciting and high potential franchise business from across the industry. Over the past 27 years, Franchise India has proudly helped thousands of investors finding the right franchise business and successfully start their entrepreneurial journey. Franchise India, as world's largest integrated franchise solution company, our role is to make sure your investment is safe by taking an informed decision and your journey from an investor to entrepreneur is smooth and successful. The objective of this webinar is to give you a direct opportunity to connect with the brand founders, the key stakeholders, understand the business opportunity in detail, and openly ask any sort of question which you may have related to the brand, the franchising, the investment, the growth, before you take the actual decision. In today's webinar, we will talk about a business opportunity with a costume rental brand called Just for a Day. Just for a Day, or JFD in short, is a 40-year-old legacy costume rental brand based in Chennai, built on a vision of making premium costumes accessible without the need of ownership. The brand caters to dancers, school, theater artists, and event clients through a rental first, high ROI business model, where each costume is reused multiple times to generate consistent and long-term revenue. This brand offers a comprehensive range of classical dance costumes, fancy dress outfits, wedding attire, and accessories supported by value-added services like alteration, fittings, and styling assistance. Backed by in-house manufacturing capability, the brand ensure quality control, customization, and cost efficiency. With a strong foundation of trust, deep culture expertise, and long, standing institutional relationship, Just for a Day has built a loyal customer base over a decades. As a sustainable and scalable fashion solution, Just for the Day is now expanding through FOFO model, franchise operated, franchise owned and franchise operated business model, particularly in southern part of India, driven by reuse, affordability, and consistent demand across culture and event-driven markets. To talk more about this, I'm joined with Mr. Siva sir with us today, along with my colleague. My colleague is Kapil Dev from Chennai, and Nikita Guru, she is the strategy consultant from Bangalore. But before I invite Siva sir to talk more about the brand and the business, I would like to inform all the viewers that you also have opportunity to ask your questions related to the brand, the business. My request is to please keep on posting your queries into the Q&A box, and we will take them up once the presentation is over. Now, may I request Shiva sir to take the lead? Let's get started with a little bit of your introduction, and then we'd also like to understand this overall journey so far, and how you get into this business, how's been the journey so far, and the way forward now. So, over to you, please. You're on mute, sir. You need to unmute, please. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Bharat, for the introduction. So I'm Shivakumar from Chennai. I'm here to introduce Just for a Day, a brand built on 40 years of costume rental experience. But more importantly, Just for a Day is backed by a brand called Shanti Tailors, a well-known dance costume and jewelry maker since 1967. For decades, Shanti Tailors has worked with dancers across the globe and shipped from 1982. Just for a Day is built as a scalable rental model with our experience from our Shanti Tailors and Just for a Day. What we see is the biggest opportunity on this thing. Today, people don't want to buy expensive costumes for one-time use. They want experience. And the demand comes from schools, cultural programs, weddings, themed parties. Social media content creators want exclusive contents to be created every single day. So they don't want to invest on accessories or costume, which is costing a lot. And there are a lot of corporate events wants to hire a lot of things for their events. This creates a high demand, repeat business model. Surprisingly, this market is still highly unorganized, which makes this is the right time to build a national rental network. Just for a Day is a complete transformation rental brand, actually. So we just not only focused on one item or two items. We provide a silk dance costumes for rental, exclusive fancy dress costumes, original silver-based temple jewelries for the dancers, exclusive bridal jewelries, and all varieties of kids' costumes and team accessories and props which you require. So basically what we say, customers walk in as themselves, they turned up transformed someone else. Why this model? This business works because one inventory can be rented multiple times. So basically, when you take a dance costume, one costume can get the revenue generated within 4 to 5 times of its rental thing. So later on, all the rentals are profits. So there is an evergreen demand from schools and events because every year they have 3 to 4 events in every schools. Every school doesn't have a stock inventory on themselves. They always rent it. This is happening for the last 40, 50 years, so which we've been using it. The operations is very simple. It has a faster ROU compared to any retail business, and which can be scalable across the cities and corners. And most importantly, we are backed by Shanti Tailors, where we don't depend on any costumes or any jewelries to be bought from someone else. We manufacture ourselves with the cost convenient way. This franchising model, we are introducing a Connect franchisee, which we thought one of our major stop on this. One major challenge in the rental business is inventory limitation. So we introduced something unique, the franchisee Connect model. Franchisee partner doesn't have a requested costume. They have an access to an HQ inventory. They can also have an access to the franchisee inventory. If the particular requested costume is available across the platform, they can immediately book the costume on a franchisee or a HQ and they can rent it out. This means there is no lost customer, lower investment risk because we don't need to invest on all the costumes which customers ask. If it is a one-timer, two-timer, we can just get it from the HQ or we can get it from another franchisee nearby. So we can improve the booking conversion more precisely. So we are not just building a franchise store, we are building a connected rental network across the India. Our goal is to create India's largest costume rental network.
So let's
Every
run through the presentation. Let's put the presentation on. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You're sharing it, Bharat.
You want us to share it?
Nikita, you have the presentation. You want to share it, or I'll share it?
I think if you have it, it would be good if you share because you will know which slide to navigate to. Otherwise, I can share.
Sure. Sure. I'll do. So basically, what I was telling about our offerings is, so we have the diversified costume categories. Like it's not only for one particular dance form, from Bharatanatyam to Kuchipudi, Mohiniyattam, and every state have a different dance form. We are covered with every aspects of the costumes. Same way for the jewelries and accessories. We just don't rent the normal quality rental things. We give the exclusive opportunity to rent pure silver jewelries, which usually cost at a lakh plus. And these comes at a very affordable rental prices for that investment. And we have multiple revenue streams on that, which is like costume rental. We also have an accessory sale, which requires for the dance purpose. Like we have accessories like gungrus, practice sarees, jewelries, flowers, and all those accessories which needed. And this particular thing, we can give them a end-to-end solution. Like we can alter the exact costume on their fittings, and we can give them a styling assistance, like which costume goes for which particular dance form. All those things will be taken care of with the franchise. And institution and bulk support. So usually the schools comes for the entire event. So if there is a school annual day function, it will be around like 500, 600 outfits on different categories. There is a different stage plays, different role plays. So we'll be catering for all the group costumes too. So as I already told, it's a high ROI inventory model where a single product can be multiple times rented, and life cycle management of the costume is very easy to maintain. When it comes back to product, service, and portfolio, we have an average dance costume rental that starts from 800 rupees and average goes up to 1,500. And some of the dance costumes, which are made up of pure silk, can go up to 3,000 rupees for a rental. But this again depends on the location of the brand where we open up. So not all the locations can cater the 3,000 rupees value. The tier 1 can have that, and tier 2 and tier 3 can have 800 to 1,500 bottles. So in this case, if you see a dance costume at the cost of 8,000 rupees or 7,000 rupees, at the rental of 1,000 rupees, 1,200 rupees average, we can get it back in our rentals in 7, 8 times. Then the same thing for fancy dresses and other jewelry sets. We have a fancy dress starts from 300 rupees to 1,500 rupees, depending on the quality of the materials. And jewelry sets and wedding premium sets, based on the quality, based on the location, we have different varieties of things to be rented out. So when it says like preferred location strategy of a thing, we want to be given to the cultural activity dense populated. So basically where the residential neighborhoods with strong schools and colleges nearby will attract more customers faster. So the proximity of schools and dance institutions can be taken into consideration because it's more quicker for the communication. And other things like main road visibility, near event, optimal city coverage, it's all basic needs for front-end locations. So where and all will, just for a day, Brad will come into play. We'll help you to put up the entire execution plan. We will give you a design part, how to design your entire store. We'll give you complete quality and operation control through our CRM system and also with our training process. And managing execution internally reduces coordination challenges, improves efficiency, and ensures timely project completion. So, so basically, what we proposed to give it is in the South India, we have a single unit franchisee as well as a multi-unit franchisee. So depending on the requirement, we can schedule both the plans. Nikita, do you want to take it over for the numbers?
Yeah, I'll take over from here. Thank you so much, Shiva, for walking us through the journey so far. It was wonderful knowing about the brand. I'll quickly take up the model and the investment details. So, like Shiva has already covered, that we are open with both single unit as well as multi-unit franchise partners under FOFO model, franchise owned, franchise operated. As the name suggests, uh, in FOFO, as I believe everybody knows, but I would still give a quick glance of the model. So basically, under FOFO, owning or renting out of the property becomes a sole responsibility of the franchise partner. If in case of rental property, lease deposit also has to be paid by the franchise partner themselves. Store setup, which includes the interiors and furnishing, ITPOS hardware, initial level branding, marketing, franchise fee that the brand has decided, store insurance, inventory, initial inventory to start the business with, operating expenses, especially the staff salaries and running expenses like electricity bill, Wi-Fi bill, water bill, pantry expenses, etc., and local level marketing. All these expenses which are being shelled out for setting up a store as well as running the store on a monthly basis, these expenses to be borne by the franchise partner themselves solely. Centralized level marketing can be done by JFD's team. Also, they can recommend the POS software to be used by the franchise partners. Logistics discounts can be taken care by both the parties or just by the franchise partner. It totally depends on the negotiations done at the table. Payout to the franchise partner would be the gross margins that they are going to be earning per article. Agreement term of the franchise tenure would be 5 years, and renewal terms can be discussed at the time of renewal once we've successfully completed our first 5 years tenure. Now, the investment details. Yeah. So the typical area for a GFD outlet to be required is about 400 to 500 square feet. And here the store capex invested is about 10 lakh rupees. This will include your furnishing, your interiors, etc. Separately, the franchise fee that the brand is charging is about 8 lakh rupees plus the applicable GST. Then initial inventory, apart from the store capex and franchise fee, would be about 30 lakh rupees. So you will have to buy a combination of accessories, jewelries, plus the dresses worth 30 lakh rupees to start your business with. That makes your total investment about 53.5 lakhs, you can say. Now, setup and your rental expenses may differ depending on the city that you're coming from and in the city which location you're choosing. So it totally depends. It may go up or down by 15 to 20% depending on the city and the location that you hail from. Royalty would be 5% on monthly sales to be given to the brand. Again, tenure, franchise tenure would be 5 years in the beginning. And with these investment details, we have estimated an IRR, recurring rate of return, is about 66%. So basically in the first year of your business, you will be able to recover something about 65 to 70% of your total investment. That makes your payback period on the entire investment of 53.5 lakh rupees is just 1.5 years or maximum 2 years, again, depending on the location. So this makes it a very lucrative deal, lucrative investment option. Yeah. Ideal business partners, basically anybody who has a business acumen running, especially in the apparel or the accessories, jewelry industry, women entrepreneur, because they understand the industry really well. So we will, kind of promote women entrepreneurs coming forward. Partner with good connections in the market, who understand the marketing strategies, who have the network, especially with the vendors, while setting up your store. And full-time business owners, because this is a FOFO model, we will be looking out partners who are ready to not just invest their money, but their day-to-day time also to run the outlet. Okay, these slides are for our internal team's references. We are opening the forum for questions now. Anything related to investment, business model, or the offerings, if anybody has, a rollout plan we can also cover. So
Correct.
the brand hails from South India. So predominantly we are looking to expand initially in all five southern Indian states, which includes Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra, and Kerala. Major cities, as you can see on your screen from Karnataka, we are open in Bangalore, Mysore, Hubli, Dharwad, Bangalore, Belgaum. In Tamil Nadu, obviously Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai, Tirupur, and Salem are some of the cities that we would be keen to have our franchisees open. In Telangana, Hyderabad, Warangal are the key cities. In Andhra, we have Vishakhapatnam, Vijayawada, Guntur, Nellore. And in Kerala, we are open with Thiruvananthapuram, Kochi, Kozhikode, and Thrissur. That doesn't mean that anybody else who's coming from any other cities apart from these, those will also be entertained and would be given an opportunity to explore the investment details and the brand offerings. We can discuss the deal on the table. Okay, target locations. I think this was initially already covered, but any commercial market, grade B or C, shopping malls, commercial street in a particular area, high footfall areas would be ideal to set up a JFT store. Extensive partner support. Shiva, I would request you to take up this particular slide. What all support as franchisors we are ready to provide to our franchise partners under FOFO model? I think you would be a better person to guide us through.
Thank you. Thank you, Nikita, for the elaborated one. So basically, from our side of the support, we start with the marketing. We'll take care of the entire marketing of the brand. We will give you all the creatives, all the social media postings, everything will be taken care of ourselves. And when the costume wise and the jewelry wise, we will be supporting from A to Z, covering the entire procurement model and everything. So we majorly supply all the costumes and jewelries. If any franchisee requires something which is not in our inventory, we will add it to our inventory and supply it to the franchisee model. And we have a dedicated and coordinating brand guidance. So we have an entire team for a brand support and for the social media coverage. And for this broad store development and standardization across the locations, we have a brand guidance, which will be given on the upfront, which need to be followed for all the franchising models. And billing and booking softwares is completely in-house software, which is being tested for the last 4-5 years in our existing branches, where the bookings happens with the OTP verification of a user, then booking this costume. So the costumes are never booked again with the same day, same thing. And the POS model is also integrated into the CRM, where the sales and everything can be chosen. The franchisee connect software is also inbuilt into that particular CRM itself, where they can connect with all the franchisee headquarters. All the accounts system, GST things, all is integrated into the system. They just have to input the details properly. We can just make use. We don't need any third-party applications to use it. And all the campaigns will be taken based on the particular month's events and other plans. Because every month there is a season oriented. Dance season is there, music season is there, and then we also have the school season. So we will be giving them all the informations which to be focused on which month. So from the back-end support and to the front-end website and social media, we'll cover everything. The franchisee has to show the items, make the customer happy. That's it. So currently we have a basic outlet in Mylapore, which is around 1,500 square feet of an outlet with more than 1,500 to 2,800 dance costumes at one place, which will be called as the HQ. Now one. And we also have one franchising model already kickstarted in an area called Medavakam, which is slightly suburban of Chennai city. And it's been running for the last 2 months successfully. that particular brand, that particular franchisee is around like 550 square feet. So that's our current position of Just for a Day.
Right. Thanks so much, Shiva sir, for the detailed presentation. Let's get back to the page where we have the investment detail. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, everyone, thank you so much. I can see a lot of questions also been asked in the chat box. We'll take that. But I think, in my opinion, I think the opportunity for a brand like Just for a Day in India is really strong now, particularly driven by the growing shift from ownership to a rental-based consumption model. Today, customers prefer not to invest heavily in outfits that are used only once, especially for occasions like a school event, the dance performance, the wedding, and theme parties. And this creates a recurring demand-driven business, where the same inventory can be rented multiple times, generating consistent revenue and high return over the time. As highlighted in the model also, the costumes often recover their cost within a few rental cycle and continues to generate long-term profitability. As the brand is primarily expanding in the southern part of India, and also as discussed with Shiva sir, he's also, can go maybe in Gujarat and also in Delhi, particularly, right? So
Pune.
opportunity, since primarily we are looking into the southern part of India expansion, so opportunity become even stronger, in South India, where there is a deep-rooted cultural connection with classical dance forms like Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, etc., along with a concentrated, along with a lot of concentration on dance academy and the cultural events. And these things ensure a regular bulk demand and a repeat usage. Even in case if I take an example for the Delhi NCR, the demand is driven by the large number of school, a thriving event industry, and a high consumer spending, making this particular brand opportunity as a great demand. Similarly, even in case if we look into the opportunity in Gujarat, I think Gujarat presents a high potential market due to a strong culture of festivals, Garba, the weddings, the community events, combined with relatively low presence of organized rental players. So overall, in case if you look into this opportunity, I think Just for a Day operates in a high demand, low organized segment with strong unit economics, multiple revenue streams, and easy scalability through the compact store format. And this makes it a highly attractive business opportunity across not only southern part of India, but across India, especially in cultural activity, event-driven markets like South India, Delhi, Gujarat, etc. So you can see here everything on the screen right now. I mean, this is what this overall snapshot of the investment. At the same point of time, I would also like to tell that in case if you would like to know more about the deep dive discussion about this opportunity, I think my request is to please get in touch with Kapil Dev. Kapil Dev is my colleague from Chennai. He's going to help you, arranging a tri-party meet with the brand. Kapil, my request is to please share your number in the chat box. So anyone who want to know more about it, who want to get into more into financials and everything, the location selections, so you can get in touch with Kapil, and Kapil is going to help you, with rest of all requirements. Well, we have a lot of questions. Shiva sir, would you like to take them up from the chat and as well as from the Q&A? So let's
So
start with the Q&A. We have few questions. Would you like to take them up?
yeah, I can. So the first one is from Praveen Kumar. Right. So one operational inventory query. So Pune, yes, we are planning for Pune is one of our major sector in northern side of the of market schedule, because Pune have a huge cultural connectivity and lot of dancers are there. So Pune is one of our main position looking at to open up there. So Samrat Sen is asking, like, after completing 5 years of tenure, what are the renewable charges? I think Nikita will come back on that. And we can
Right. Nikita, do we have any renewal charges on that?
Once we've successfully completed our first tenure, obviously the franchise partner has to pay the franchise fee again. These terms can be negotiated once we have seen the performance of our franchise partner and we've seen the success rate of the store. So many of these things can be discussed once we've already, completed our tenure. This cannot be kind of fixated in the beginning right now when we haven't even signed a deal with the franchise partner. But yeah, franchise fee is something that they are supposed to pay once again. If the brand wants to waive it off, they can waive it.
Right.
Sure.
Thank you, Nikita. So the next question is, what about the maintenance cost? The costume and jewelry both need a good amount of upkeep. What is covered in the cost breakdown? So maintenance cost, when it comes to like two different variants of things, costumes and jewelries. Costumes require slightly a low maintenance. In that case, once it's a costume is rented and came back to us, we will address them to dry it out for a day and wash the blouse pieces every single program. So washing a blouse piece is alone is a main work on that for maintenance. Once it is dried up for 24 hours, then we can just iron it back and fold it back and keep it inside. Nothing will happen. A lifetime of a costume is easily 2 to 3 years, a minimum. Basically, how well it is maintained. We also have multiple kinds of materials on the costumes, like silk cotton materials to pure silk materials. All require little bit different type of maintenance thing, but nothing on a very big manner. Everything has to be dried out for a day. That's it. When it comes to jewelry part, we have three variants of jewelry. The first variant is the cheaper variant, which is very low maintenance, but we cannot use it after a year or two. Since the costume of the jewelry, the set of a jewelry, it's only like 4,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees, and the rental can be get back in 3 to 4 times itself. So we always advise them after a better revenue of 100%, throw the jewelry out because you don't need to maintain. It's very difficult to maintain that. The next quality will be the copper-based ones, which is very high durable. They last for at least 5, 6 years, which can be repolished after 3, 4 years and can be done. And very little bit of maintenance required. Only if it breaks, we need to restring them. Third quality will be the pure silver jewelry, which needs a high maintenance because the top layer is real gold leafed on the top. So we recommend to keep every independent jewelry wrapped in a cloth and keep it aside because these are expensive ones and slightly high maintenance thing, but can get back the revenue in a much faster way. So, and about the cost breakdown, I don't know which part you are exactly looking at. What is covered in the cost breakdown? So we'll go back to the next question. Mr. Harish Goyal was asking about the Gujarat plan. Yes, we have a Gujarat idea. Ahmedabad is one of our important, just like Pune, Ahmedabad is a high culturally adopted city. So we definitely look into the plan. And
Ahmedabad is our prime location on north. Yeah.
Yes. And the next question is again, like if customer is staying at northern region, yes, the location in northern side, we are going to have 3 to 4 locations. If somebody is away from that particular location, they can always do a WhatsApp video call. They can select the costumes and we can be sent it by courier and picked it by. But it will be charged based on the days. So probably there will be a 1 day cushion gap will be given for the courier and services. The courier charges will be borne by the customer. And we have just one more question, Janavi Ambedkar. How much is the monthly business of existing outlets? So the main store in the HQ, which we talk about, see, it does the business of around 12 to 13 lakhs a month, depending on the season. And the other franchisee, which is just kickstarted 2 months back, so we are not seeing much of the business model in that. So far, it has covered last month around 3.5 to 4 lakhs. So probably after a few months, it will increase. Brand policy remove inventory. Let's see if the customers will use to customers in many events. How did they get removed? Yeah. So basically, the brand policy is every costume, every accessory has to be come from the JFT brand itself. No third party items are allowed inside the store for the rental thing. So basically, how we calculate the reinvestment is for if we get back our money with the profit for the particular costume, we can always skip off that costume and buy a new product. So for an instance, a dance costume costing at 7,000, 8,000 rupees. And once we made 15,000 rupees to 16,000 rupees on that particular costume, you can always keep that costume away or resell it for someone for a cheaper price. And we can buy back the new costumes at the cost. Nikita, I want you to answer this last one. What is the AB data of 12 to 13 lakhs monthly business?
No, I think
Yeah,
these
yeah,
questions
go ahead.
can also be discussed separately. I think we'll
Okay.
only take questions which we can answer quickly. We also have a few questions in the Q&A option. Could you please check that as well?
1 second, let me see. Okay. Okay. So the first question from Sanjay Bakshi. So how different is SKU management in this business compared to the typical apparel store? Okay, so this is entirely a different model when you compare to a normal apparel store. Apparel stores will have a lot of varieties of outfits. Here there is a standard outfits. For Bharatanatyam, it's a standard outfit, which comes in different various sizes. And we have some designs on that. But the size is always same from 24 size to 40 size. The size what we talk about is the length of the costume. And all these costumes comes with an adjustable body sizes. So we can go up to 5 inches shorter or 5 inches wider. So we can reduce and we can reframe it. And for each size, we recommend to give around 10 costumes. Each should be of a single colors. So the customer need a choice to choose on one particular size. They will have 6 to 10 colors on one particular size. And what is the average number of orders per piece you get during a year? It's again depends since if you have 100 costumes, you will be covering all the 100 costumes at least 2 to 3 times in a year actually, because it goes on a loop. So if a regular customer comes in and she wants a costume rented for 3 to 4 times in a year, she will be choosing a different color for each different occasion. So she will not be repeating. So most of the costumes will be repeated. And when it comes to group costumes, it is always multiples of 6 costumes, 12 costumes, because we go with the even numbers than an odd number for the group performances. So the bulk costume order is always on a higher side, where they rent minimum of 12 costumes to 60 costumes. Recently, we supply for one of our the Republic Day functions held in Delhi as well as in Tamil Nadu. We gave around some 300 outfits for one school. So since the HQ model have more costumes, we can able to give them whatever they require. And all these costumes are made by ourselves, so we don't depend. So if we need it, we can immediately create a new costume. And we have a question from Surya Bhatmavati. How many models does it mean? How many dance forms can be supplied by one outlet? The outlet, there is no limitation. The outlet will have the basic dance forms like Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Mohiniyattam, Kathak, and Odissi is our major dance form. In this, Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi will have more costume when compared to other outlets. It also changes depending on the location. So when we go towards Andhra, when it goes towards Telangana, then we'll have more Kuchipudi than Bharatanatyam. Same way, when you go to northern side, there is more takers for Kathak and Odissi. So we'll be planning according to the location and according to the store. Which service offering currently generates the highest revenue and what is the revenue mix across these services? So the major revenue comes from the rental of Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi costumes and sales of all these accessories. Those two are the major revenue models. The sales of the value depends on the location. So a high valued location will have a bigger business when just like how we have it in Mylapore in Chennai. Mylapore in Chennai is the cultural hub where we can see a lot of walk-ins. Every single day, we have minimum of 15 to 18 walk-ins every single day. But when it goes a little bit slightly away from Chennai cities, then the walk-ins will be less. How is the rental price decided on our own manufactured product. So we basically calculate the rental price based on the cost of the product. If a dance costume is like, we can do a dance costume at 8,000 rupees. Also, we'll do it at 25,000 rupees. So we need to cover the cost as well as the profit. So basically, based on that, the charges are fixed. And also, it fixed based on the newness of the costume. If the costume is very new, then we'll have the higher rental prices for the first 3 times. For instance, in our Mylapore store, we have a silk costume which is costing around 15 to 16,000 rupees as a cost. The first rental will be around 3,000 to 4,000 rupees. The second rental will be around 2,500 to 3,500 rupees. So until the 5 rentals, the cost of rental will be slightly on a higher side because the costume looks very new to them. Later, after the 6th rental, comes down to 1,500 rupees, where it can be given for another 10 times. So the prices is based on the quality of the thing. Same way for the jewelries too. If the imitation jewelry is just 5,000 rupees on a cost, we'll rent it at 1,000 rupees. If the copper jewelry is at 40,000 rupees on cost, we'll rent it at 5,000 to 8,000 rupees. If the pure temple jewelry is costing at 1.5 lakhs, we'll be rating at 30 to 40,000 rupees. Because somebody who doesn't want to invest 1.5 to 2 lakhs for a temple jewelry can rent it at 20, 25,000 rupees easily.
Right. Probably we already have answered almost all the questions that were asked in the Q&A and the chat box.
Right.
But still, I find that, just 30, 45 minutes is not good enough to understand the entire business model and
Definitely.
other, the aspects of franchising. My request is to please get in touch with Kapil. Kapil has already shared his number. Although, once again, Kapil, in case if you could share your number once again in the chat box. So in case if anyone want to have more deep dive discussion about the brand and the business opportunity and the investment and the other aspects of the business, you can connect with us separately and we can have the discussion in length. So I think that's it for the day, everyone. I really appreciate you for giving us 40 odd your time, asking all your questions. So I think, and also would like to thank Shiva sir for coming here today and talking about this great opportunity. Indeed, it is a great opportunity, have a lot of scope, particularly not only in southern part of India, but also, the cities like Gujarat, states like Gujarat, or maybe in the northern part of India, Delhi. So wherever we have more cultural root, opportunity is there. You can be a part of this success journey. In case if you want, you please get in touch on the number been given in the chat box. So I think that's it for the day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Shiva sir, for coming here today. Thank you so much, Nikita and Kapil, for helping me drive this webinar. Yeah. So before we add anything, Shiva sir, from your end, would like to say something as a closing remarks.
But first of all, thank you for this opportunity to present JFT to the world. And it was nice. I think it's the first time we are opening up a franchisee model with a more organized way. So we hope the people will get back to us with the questions and everything. We are anytime ready to answer those questions with Kapil and Nikita. We can do that. And Nikita, thank you for presenting the numbers and everything. Thanks for that. And Kapil, thank you very much for the opportunity of this business model. We'll look into the opening of our next franchisee as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Sure, sir. We will do it.
All right. Thanks so much. Thanks
Thank you, sir.
everyone for joining.
you.
See you
Thank
tomorrow
you for
once again
everyone.
with a new brand and we explore another business opportunity. Till then, take care. Have a nice day ahead. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all the viewers.